Good morning. This chair, it sounds so loud to me in a quiet house. Good morning, everyone. Is my camera straight? I noticed that one that I put up yesterday, my camera went sideways at the end. Not a fight I was going to have. Good morning. I am burning up running back and forth through the house. At the last minute, I was like, oh, I was going to do this, and I was going to do this, and I was going to do this. Sit down and light somewhere. Good morning. Pinned comment is the Quilt Builders card deck box Christmas set, and also the 6 and 12 inch finished Christmas light bulbs. I'm telling you, I got the window open. It's 50 degrees outside. It's only 67 in the house. Okay, let's talk a little bit. Hopefully I can chill. Good morning, Fern. It's good to see everyone. It's good to see you. Sylvia, Melissa, Practically Creative, and you and me, FVP. Deborah Holman, good morning. Good afternoon, Sylvia. I realized I've been doing that a lot, saying good morning to you when it's afternoon. Oh, what was I doing? And really, good morning, Lori. Sherlock Sos. Good morning, Sherry. They almost had you in blue ink. Blue all over the place. The blue people are my moderators. They also have wrenches. They also throw them if needed. I don't think it's needed as long as I'm not in the chat. I don't think it's been as long as I'm in the chat. As I'm not in the chat. Let's see. I did not get this even set. I'm slacking this morning. Good morning, Dee Dee, at my big tidy up. I'm taking my glasses off for a minute. I'm running around too much. I think it's probably something to do with yesterday, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but there is did I introduce myself? Hi, I'm Coleen, and we sew in chat. This is the chatting portion, if you're not interested. There is a saline solution shortage. So when I go donate plasma, they have a bag of saline normally on the side of the machine that after you donate the plasma, it goes in. Well, there's a saline solution shortage, so they switched to Powerade. You have to drink a small Powerade before you donate, and during the first part, you don't have to down it or anything. And then after you donate, they give you another little Powerade to drink. I think that's what's causing the sweating thing I've got going on. I think it's got something to do with salt. I don't know. I just know it's unusual. Yeah, normally, got that personal summer thing going on that we've talked about before. Anyway, fun facts. I ate on my way home yesterday. I usually don't do that till I get home. Not having saline is different. Okay. Thank you for the links. Look at you go. One finger, Melissa. You are on it for somebody who's got hands that are swollen. Sore. Okay. Let's get to the sew-in chat. Wait, I was going to mention something funny. If you saw the video I put up yesterday, you might understand what I'm about to say. If you didn't, that's fine. Hopefully I explained it to where you do. You don't have to go watch the video. I was putting up this shelf and that magazine holder, and I thought I would show you guys how simple it is really to do on your own. I mean, I can do it. I don't have this camera set up for it, but I can do it. So, but my husband, I had the shelf, and the instructions had I can see, Nightbot needs to wake up. Oh, I thought it was awake. Probably crossed paths in saying that. But I asked my husband, he was doing other stuff. So I was doing it by myself, which is normal. I do things on my own all the time. When I'm done, I do it. It saves time. I have these instructions that are basically the picture of the brackets on the wall and the board. And you can see the hole meets where the board is. So you couldn't possibly put the bracket on the board and then put it on the wall. You can't get to that screw. I asked my husband, I said, does this look right to you? It's a floating shelf. I can put it on top or underneath, which I opted for underneath. That's all I asked. I said, does this look right to you? And he wanted to know where the instructions were. I was like, over there. And he's like, well, it shows it like this. And he came to take it out of my hand, which irritated me because I knew how it showed it. And that's what I was asking. And I said, I told him what I just told you, but he needed to see. And he's like, so it goes like this. I was like, okay, I know. And then I'm over here getting ready to measure from my size to put it in. And he decides that he needs to show me how that goes on the wall. So he does. He tells me how to get that on the wall without those brackets having a gap in the back, which I didn't know. That's fair. I didn't know. So I'm frustrated because I like to do things on my own. I don't want people in my way because this is like a 1-2 foot area. And I take up 2/3. So he tells me how to put that on 3-4 times. After the first time I said, oh, okay, I understand. I said, I understand. Then he proceeded to tell me again. Then he was getting aggravated because I wasn't listening. That's at the end. And he's like, and you got it or something like that. I don't remember what he said at the end, but he was getting aggravated that I wasn't listening. And when he came over at first, I was like, when was the last time you had your butt kicked? He completely ignored me. Good morning, Joe. Good afternoon, Joe. He completely ignored me and went on to tell me how things were done. And I was like, I ain't playing. I'm hot. I'm tired. I got this. Go away. But I thought that was funny. I thought, some people may need more explanation because they haven't watched my channel about why that's funny. And he kept asking me, do you want help? And I kept saying no, because it's a small area over here and I know where I want things. And I needed this where I could reach it from here fairly easily. The other one was a little bit too high. So I knew where I wanted things. Thing is, he doesn't want to do something until I'm in the middle of doing it. Then he's all about it. And let me know how it's supposed to be done. He would have died over at my parents' house when I was doing all that work. I was unsupervised with saws and drills. Sylvia, oh, I probably missed something. I apologize if I miss anything. Okay, just saying hi to Dee Dee. Dee Dee is at my Big Tidy Up, who posts on Friday at 5 o'clock, posts as shorts. Speaking of shorts, Lisa Capon, I follow Lisa. I follow. That sounds creepy. That's a Facebook thing, isn't it? I subscribe to Lisa Capon. And she does the neatest work. She has some free patterns up right now on her videos. Exclamation Lisa is where that is. I'll do it in a minute. But anyway, she has been doing shorts with her husband and they've been doing like clips from videos or not videos, movies or something like that. And it's just hilarious. It's like, if my husband would let me videotape him, I'm not even supposed to use his voice. I could be sued. Oh, she's doing reels on Facebook too. It is. It's hilarious. She made stocking mug rugs. They are so stinking cute out of scraps. I tell you, if you haven't found Lisa, I found her through Melissa and Sylvia. I think Melissa's the one that told me though. Anyway, I found her through them, and between her and Melissa, they are why I finally tried applique and embroidery. Between the two of them, I got up the courage to try it, and it was not as hard as my mind was making it. But anyway, it's hilarious. Sylvia said, bless Tim. He was trying to help. Bless him. Like when he's trying to put the fitted sheet on the bed and the fitted sheet says at both ends, it says top/bottom. Want to confuse somebody. It's going, it says top, bottom. So is it the top or the bottom? Either. Where does it say top, bottom? Because it's either. Let me make the bed. And I'm thinking he's probably manipulating me. That's how he gets out of work. I'm going to go on. Let's see. Presley Creative says, man, Ben, I have the same issue with tech support. Deborah says, I was laughing. My hubby said that sounded like him and me. And it does. I get that a lot, that we sound like other couples. And I'm like, I gotta share. I even have outtakes of my son. My husband is not the troll that my son is. We control each other. He can't. In fact, this morning I told him, I said, I can't play with you. Go get Josh up. Let's see. Lisa's doing reels that are hilarious too on Facebook. And my moderators, several of them have Facebook pages where you can post pictures of what you're up to and stuff like that. And they share with me. If, they're like, hey, could you show this, Coleen? Don't inundate them. It's rude. Thank you. Is it Lisa C? I have my she was here. That's a couple things are weird. It usually shows me everything in alphabetic order. I don't know what happened. Let's try this and refresh my page. I was trying to find Lisa. Oh, there it is, Lisa C. I wonder why I put it under Lisa C. I think there was Lisa Marie for a while that came into chats. And of course, if you come into chat and I know you're worth, that worth, but not conning people, I will certainly share you. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. My Big Tidy Up says, my husband prefers to remain a man of mystery. That's what he says every time I have him join in the video. My husband just tells me, you're not using me for funny. I'm the funny one and you're not using me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Like, George and Gracie Burns. It's kind of like that sometimes. And I say, good night, Gracie. Okay. Oh, Deborah says they have adjustable beds, so they make their own beds. That's cool. Tim has gotten very good at making the bed in the morning because he was getting up before me, and so I always make the bed when I get up. It makes me happy to come in and have my bed made. If it doesn't, don't do yours. I think it's that simple. If making your bed doesn't make your heart any happier, make your brain any happier, don't do it. But my question is, why not? I'm joking. Anyway, so when he started getting up after me, I noticed he started making the bed. At least some days he doesn't make it, but he'll pull the covers and everything up to where I just barely have to do anything. But he's learned to make it. It's a, let's see, a sheet and then 2 quilts. Actually, one's a bedspread probably, and then a quilt that we always have on top of our bed. So it's not that hard. And they're tucked into the bottom of the bed. And that was by design. So all I have to do is pull them up and straighten them out before I get out of bed. And my bed is made before I get out of it. Anyway, he does do that. Oh, let's see. Melissa says, I blame Wayne's smarts for his inability to explain things on my level. My old boss called him NASA. Yeah. Sometimes I look at it and dumb that down a whole lot. That should be the title of a video, Melissa. Let's see. Joe says she doesn't make her bed, and more power to you. If that's what you like, go, girl. Deborah says, I make mine and hubby doesn't. I found that, you know, when we had all the kids, my bedroom was kind of like a sanctuary from having to do every time I walked in the room. So I made the bed when I got up, and I would get to walk through that room and do nothing. I didn't have to pick up anything. I didn't have to vacuum anything because there was a spill of something or another. I didn't have to tell somebody to come get their stuff. I think that's why I started doing it. It's just the one room I could get into, and the kids would stay out of pretty much. It was just, and so I kept that up, and it still makes me happy. When this is in chaos, I'll just go back in there in my bedroom, look at my closet for a little bit. Okay. But Melissa said, video software almost ruined my marriage. I finally told Wayne I would buy a For Dummies book to learn it. My tech support always tells me Google it. That education and his brilliance, and he tells me to Google it. Who does that? But I do. Sylvia, I throw covers back when I get up, cover myself back up when I get back in. And Sylvia says, don't forget to pay the rent, which means thumbs up, please. Folks, if you haven't already. And Joe says, remember the mattress needs to breathe and dry after. Yes. Breathe and dry after sweating in it at night and stuff. And that's why I will go in there and I'll take the covers back sometimes. I'm glad you know that. Not everybody knows that. So, fun fact, if you didn't know that, you should not make your bed just as soon as you get up. But I will tidy it and make it to where I just have to pull the covers. Tim has been making the bed as soon as he gets up. But anyway, but I have one in there and I haven't pulled them down just because of that. You know, you're all achy and the bed gets all heat, and just let it air out, especially at this time of year. Open a window. Okay. TMI. Oh, nice point. Deborah says I make mine because it's right by the door and it can be seen. Necessity. It gets a lot done. Lori and Sylvia both know that. I didn't know that until I think it was probably 2 years ago. Maybe it's been a little bit longer than that, but I didn't know that. But when I do get out of the bed and it's not made, that is exactly what I said. It needs to breathe. So now it's very confusing. All right. For you, those of you who are new and have listened to me blabber for 20 minutes, this is the Quilt Builders Card Deck Christmas set. And right now I'm drawing from it each week some random card. They're still in whatever order they came in from the factory. I'm putting the cards we have used back here. And I'm going to do that so I don't forget at the end, as I tend to do. I can't get a card. I'm not looking at the ceiling because I know it needs to be dusted. Oh, yay! That's a cute one. I can do that in blues too. That's a cute one. And they call it a mitten. I probably shouldn't have shown the other side. I'm sorry. I follow somebody who showed both sides of all of these, so. There's a link to the pinned comments. There's links below for this box. I got mine at Halo Inspirations, who is a small business. They also have them other places. So, you know, if you don't want to go there, you can find it somewhere else. No harm, no foul. I have no sponsors, no affiliates, nothing like that. So anything you see is just me sharing what I'm doing. Yay, we're all excited about the mitten. Oh, let's see. Where did I leave off? Joe says, Deborah, I don't care if people see my bed undone, as if they love me, they accept me as I am. That's true. My family always said, we're not here to see your house, Coleen. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Somebody is judging me right now. I can hear them. I've told this before. I had somebody come in my house and I had a picture that was crooked. And they fixed it for me. So then I had to make random pictures crooked. So if you come in my house and something is crooked, 95% says it's probably on purpose because I'm a horrible person. Okay, let's see. We just did our dynamic trio, which mine was actually, it was I did the turkey, and I have a video of this leaf. It's not a tutorial because I messed it up and it still came together. It was a turkey and leaf for our prompts. And please check out Melissa and Sylvia. We are the dynamic trio or hat trick. We have playlists underneath both. Hat trick gets you everything we've done together, which is quite a bit. And if the dynamic trio or our holiday hop, and I'll explain that in a second, comes on a Friday, because I usually try to do a premiere Friday morning, I won't do mine as a premiere. That way one of my friends can do theirs as a premiere. And I don't have to worry about being everywhere at once. And seriously, who needs that much of me in chat all the time? So that's how we do that. But November 29th is when we are doing our 3rd annual holiday hop. And it is a vintage holiday. I don't know how good I am at vintage, but I'll put stuff up. We're each doing 3 videos from November 29th to December 10th on each of our channels. It will start on Melissa's on the 29th, and then it'll be on my channel and Sylvia's, who is you and me in FPP, and then Dawn at my quilt projects. And we'll just rotate like that until the 10th. I don't remember who we ended on. But don't miss Mom and Pop on later. And apparently I wonder what would I have on this paper. I thought she said it was her birthday Tuesday. I must be out of my mind. Maybe it wasn't. I still haven't rewatched that. I thought my son took the internet and I was just going to let him. Apparently there was technical problems there. But oh, Mom and Pop, they did that layer cake 10-inch square challenge. So cute. They had a free pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, which brings me to another thing. Trust me, this block is going to go quick. I say that and I won't. But if you haven't checked that out, check that out. She shows some beautiful quilts that the other ladies did on their challenge at the end. I watched it this morning. That's how far behind I am. And they're also live on Saturdays. Tuesdays is Cross Stitch Tuesdays over on their channel. And then Saturdays is a live. And it's a happy place. It's like shiny, happy people starts playing in your head when Mom comes on. I'm just telling you. And no, I don't get any kickbacks or anything from that either. I was watching, I subscribed to Fabric Cafe. Words leave me sometimes. I thought I heard my phone. Okay, I didn't. I have to check it to make sure my husband's okay. He has a job where he could get hurt. And so I always have it on. And they had a new 3-yard quilt that would work with panels. And the panel they used was 6 inches. I'm not telling anything they didn't tell. I should have printed this in. Let's see if we can get you a good look at that. I've already made some scratches on the back. I got it as PDF. And actually, did I have that? I'm looking for my link. I put so many links in recently. Made so many links. There it is. It's also underneath the video. It's called Vintage. And as soon as they showed that, I was like, that's what I need for these blocks. I can put these, because these are 6.5 inches. So they're just the right size for this. And they're making more, I'm going to call them settings. Settings for panels in their 3-yard quilts. So all I would need is the dark and the light fabrics right here. And I have those. So that's the setting I plan on using for that. And they have ones for 10 inches. And I'd been looking for a couple of weeks. I have one of the 3-yard quilt books and I have a couple of their free patterns. But I'd been looking for a couple of weeks because I thought there has got to be, because the one I have has a 10-inch square. So I knew that they have quilts that work with 10-inch squares, but I didn't want to add a border to my blocks. And then they showed this one that works with 6 inches, and I'm like, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think it's perfect. I also got their Christmas book while I was there. If you sign up with your email, your first purchase, you get 10% off. You'll get a coupon in your email if you sign up for email notifications from them. But they are just awesome to watch. The colorways they choose, because they choose three fabrics for 3 yards quilts, and then it gives you can like snap a picture of them, even if you want to go to your local quilt shop or you know, sort your stash. Take a picture and see if you've got anything that kind of resembles that, because they've got, sometimes they'll do like one really busy and one kind of busy and then one not so busy, and that helps me because I'm not good at picking things. So anyway, I love this, and that's what these Christmas ones are going to go in. And it was, the pattern was $5, but like I said, I had the 10% off because I signed up for their email. And $5 most of the time, I may or may not pay $5 for a pattern that I can replicate. I can replicate this. I do not want to. And I'm not going to do it like they did, but I'm not going to give you any measurements of what I do. I'll show you what I'm doing, but I'm not going to give you the measurements because I don't think that's fair. When I do it all on my own, I think that's fair on pretty common blocks too. The blocks I do and I show you are common. They're not unique, really. The only thing that's unique might be the size or the fabric, the colors they use or something like that. So that's why I'm comfortable sharing how I make it, because I'm not using their pattern at all. This one I will be, because they've already done the math for me for these little settings in between. And all this is there is one strip in between these, and they'll show it to you. I think they show it on their upload they did. There's one strip in between them that just goes all the way across. I think it probably goes like this on each of them. I'll have to look at it, but I do suggest you check out their picture when you're putting it together. Don't ask how we know, right, Melissa? Okay. As long as you don't show the measurements, do your videos. Joe says yes. And Sylvia says that would be stunning. My mind exploded when I saw that. I was so excited. I went over and I got it. I had commented, thank you, you know, and then I went over and I got it. I went back to finish the video and I realized I forgot to hit the thumbs up. And I always hit the thumbs up. It helps me remember which videos I've watched too. Irene. Oh yeah, I was gonna say congratulations, Deborah. She found the darn panels she's been looking for the last 2 weeks. And Sylvia's finding her stuff, so she's, you know, we all lose things. I have lots of panels, and I have them with the smaller squares. In fact, the first 3-yard quilt I did, I used a panel with religious sayings in the 10-inch. I think it was a 10-inch spot. It's been a while. In the 10-inch spot, I used the panel I had, and actually, when me and a few friends were doing this 3-yard quilt, it was suggested to me that I stick with the pattern and I use 3 yards of fabric, and I was like, I don't want to, so I'm not gonna. So why can't you use a panel? And now they're all about panels at 3-yard quilts, and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Am I a little too excited about that? I love panels, and I can find panels on sale for like $5, $6 usually. And right now, That Quarter Shop and Missouri Star Quilt Company are both having pre-Black Friday sales that are amazing. If you look on my community page, there's probably a link somewhere in there. Oh, Joe says only 7 thumbs up. And what are we doing, people? What are we doing if we're not committed? I can't even say that with a straight face. Give me a second, I can. That's what I call trolling. Me and my son troll each other for fun like that. And also, on the behavior panel, one of the guys, Greg, calls what I do lying for sport. I lie for sport. when it's funny. If it's not funny, I don't. Like looking you in the eyes and telling you the grass is it's orange or purple or some random color. It's clearly not. I will look you in the eye and swear it is. And now if it was something serious, I could do that. I'd lose it in 2 seconds. Let's see. I was going to comment on that this morning, Deborah, when I was getting ready. I thought I'd have to go back to it. I still will. And I'm not great at commenting right away. And YouTube is not great at showing me my comments right away. I check them regularly, and I'll go in and I'll see something that was posted a day ago that I haven't responded to. I didn't see it. It was not there 24 hours ago. So whatever they're doing with the notifications is clearly rolling over into their comments. Yay, YouTube. Practically Creative says, Joe, actually C&T has a copyright on their graphics, so I try not to show the measurement side of the card. Yes, that's right. Don't. Then that's what this over here. When I don't look at it because I need binoculars to see that, or my magnifying glass, which I have. Let's see, I need bifocals. I can see it right there. But anyway, I look at that and I'm like, how can I do that? Because I can make this block without looking at there. And this has way more cuts than what I'm going to do. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it has way more pieces than what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that. That needs to go in the box. Does anybody know where I put the box? But yes, most things have a copyright on them that creators do, but a lot of these blocks, I've seen, I don't know that I've seen these two before, but I have seen all of these somewhere. Maybe not that one. Maybe that one. I'd rather do that one. I like that one. Just 3 little, but anyway, their picture is on the front of the box. I figure I'm not showing you nothing because you can see it just by Googling it. Anyway, it's fun to draw a random card and make it instead of making the same block 60 million times. By the way, I'm thinking flying geese for that one that I showed you in the vintage setting. Let's see. I am way back. I'm sorry. Sylvia still hasn't found her Easter postcards. 18 months they've been floating somewhere. She's sure hubby threw them out. They do. Melissa says, I love 3-yard quilt patterns. They give a jump start to the imagination. Lori says, the grass is pink, Coleen. Get it right. Are you sure that's pink? I think it's kind of a neon something. Yes, YouTube does have a lot of data to process. So it's not, I just want you to know, it's not me doing it. It's not me ignoring people. Unless you've said something rude, and then I guarantee it's me ignoring people. Rarely happens. Rarely happens. Thank goodness. Oh, that sounds nice. Deborah says that she had some 3- and 4-inch squares that were given to her because she sews. Going to make a quilt to throw in the car in the winter. And she says that block I would do a slow and flip. And see, this one we're going to do a slow and flip. But this one right here, they do a lot of HSTs. I am not a fan of doing a lot of HSTs if I don't have to. I would rather do a sole and flip. I would rather do FPP. Instead of cutting, I'm just going to make them into here, 120 HSTs. Did that because I do my signal number. Okay. We're going to tilt, which means I'm going to lose my head. Don't freak out. It's still here. And car quilts are an excellent idea, Sylvia says. Everybody should have a car quilt, especially in the wintertime. And Joe says, I I think if Joe says, if someone says something rude to me, I say thank you. And that makes them mad even more. I have done that too. Now, in fact, if I can find a very sweet response, like, I had no idea. That is so kind of you to enlighten me. Not really like it's okay. I'm going to start with the sewn flips. I did not draw lines on the back of mine, but I will show you how. These are the 1 3/4. Yeah, these 1 3/4 squares, and no, good grief. I turned it and lost the right side. Light hits it just right. I can find it. Okay. Actually, I dropped them all this morning and lost the right side. Come on. The thread was hanging on for dear life. I make room for the ruler when I do the corner. So I put the lead down on the corner, and then I put my ruler up against it, and that makes room. And oh, I forgot, if you hear a big boom, it is deer season. I'm in the country, and they've already scared the tar out of me this morning. Did not draw very well. So just draw a line corner to corner. I am also not going to clip these because I like to live dangerously. I'm going to do 1.6 stitch because that's going to take the 5x4 piece and do this on every corner. I lose my foot every time I vacuum. I probably need to change my needle. If you haven't changed your needle or cleaned your machine, it's a good day to do that. I'm just going to do them all like this. I'm going to cut the thread. I'm just going to turn it. Get that back on. I also have my seam tape right here. Sometimes I look at it, sometimes I don't. I see the chat. That's not on the corner. There we go. I use polyester thread. Lots of people use different threads. I use polyester because I like the strength. Cotton tended to break with me. It was probably the kind of cotton I was using, but because I do use cotton when I make whole cozies and stuff, kitchen stuff. That one's done. Now I'm going to cut. Let's see. Neither side is going to show you this. Let's show this one. I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch towards the corner, towards. I add letters that aren't there when I say words. You can clip it with your scissors. My hands shake too much. When I try scissors, it messes with my muscles. I have essential trimmers. That means they shake anyway, so I'm not going to add to that. Cutting things and shaking. Probably not the best YouTube video. Then again, if you're morbid, stop doing that. And I'm not going to keep these. Some people are like, oh, don't throw those away. Actually, Lisa Capon shows a technique where you just raw edge applique. I'm not doing it. I didn't turn that on. I don't even know if that's going to heat. It's sitting in front of the window. I do want to press these to the dark side, which means dark on top. It feels a little fiddly. And just press it back. Oh, there goes Deborah again. Deborah likes to take away things because she knows it'll make me freak out. No, we all have autocorrect issues. Autocorrect, fat fingers. My nails get in the way, and I put weirdest things when I text. Well, that is not staying good for me. There we go. Okay, and that piece is done. It's the 4x5 center is what we started with. And I'm just going to add the sides to that while I'm here. You don't get to stay. Line up the edges right here. A 1/4 inch. I don't have my 1/4 inch foot on. And instead of flipping my thread, I'm just going to turn it, put this other side on here. Line up. No, I think I am. Line up the top and the edge right there. That looks like the wrong side because it was. Right sides together. If I was doing a lot of these, I would pin them all and then sew them. But what was that for? Oh, that beeped. I thought it was my machine. I would also quickly press in between, but since I was waiting for that to heat up, those itches. Snipping on the threads. And if you're new, usually about, I'm going to go ahead and press this to the light side. The seams here make it want to go out, so I'm going to let it. What was I going to say? If you're new here, hi, welcome. I really don't remember what I was going to start saying. How big is that? Okay, that's 6.5. This top part was messing with me yesterday. So now we're just going to take the, let's see, what were the top sides? 2 by 2 3/4 with the top center. I'm not a pattern writer, so I do the best I can. Hopefully you can understand it. If not, that's why I have videos. Hopefully you can understand that. Okay. I'm going to put this on this side and this on that side. And because the center piece is so small, I'm not going to pin them at the same time. I really wish I knew what I was going to say if you're new here. Oh, I remember now. How much coffee have I had? Clearly not enough. Legit, I've had that much. And yes, it's coffee. All you people are like, what are you drinking? The most commented thing now on my channel. What is in that cup? I am going to press this to the dark side. And I'll put it down and I'll flip this right side together. That sewing usually starts about 30 minutes in, unless it's something really difficult, and I'll try to get through my talking quicker. And I try to keep it at an hour. We may go to an hour and a half. We don't like it when I do that. My back doesn't like it. Oh, I think I missed something. Just a second, please. Oh, nope, nothing. And I should be able to catch up with chat. I'm doing pretty good keeping my 1/4 inch today. I usually veer down here. Okay, I veered a little bit down here, but you can't tell. Usually veer down here and I can throw the entire block off. It's very frustrating once I learned that that's what I was doing. I still think that this piece is too tall and too short. See, I thought it was straight. Stop messing with me. I'm gonna have to fix that. I didn't say I make good patterns. I think I've got a couple pieces here I can add. Yeah. What did I do? Oh, we're doing it just like crazy now. I'm gonna put these on the end and then figure out what I did. And I will fix the measurement because I don't try these before I do them. I should. I don't have time or ability. It's always one or the other. Yes, that makes me a bad person. I feel awful. Better you, I would unsubscribe and not talk to me anymore. I'm kidding. Don't do that, please. But I will just fix it as I go. Which makes me think I need to try that other one too. Larger one. The first time I wrote that down, I wrote 3 3¾ is what I wrote down. And I didn't think that was right. So my tired brain on Powerade. Okay. I'm just going to turn these whichever way they want to go. Not using my iron. And I know this top. Oops. This top will line up right here. So when I turn it over, those will line up. Those, they don't nest, but they are in line to one another. And I will fix the pattern so you don't have to worry about lining that up. I'm going to use clips because they're easier to get to and they don't try to bite me as often. This is why pattern designers have people trying their patterns so they don't give you inaccurate information. If you have 3-yard quilt books, by the way, they do have a corrections area. I saw one for the cutting to make the time machine quilt bigger. They corrected the other day. I don't know when they corrected it. I imagine a long time ago, but I have that pattern. And I thought, oh, I need to look at that. And I apologize if you're sewing along with me and I have just ruined it for you. You probably know now that I do things wrong and I do things wrong often. I have Minky. That's not supposed to be that tall. I am convinced that's not supposed to be that tall. But it is. Oh. Figure out where I went wrong everywhere. Oh, I know what happened. The way it was shown, this is shorter. This stem part right here is shorter because I should have used a bigger block, but I wanted to use a charm square that I had. And so max was 5 inches for that. What I should do is put some white up here as a coping. That way it cuts it in half. I think I should do that. I should fix that on the pattern and I should do that. I'm just going to line it up with my seam. That is relatively straight this time. Nope, not usually. Lori says, gotta run. Have a good day. Have a good day, Lori. Be careful. So I'll square a little bit. Let's see what this says. This is going to be pressed before I measure it. If you should press as you go along, in my opinion, because it makes your cuts line up better. If you have a wrinkle and you cut and then that wrinkle relaxes, your cut is now off. Does that make sense? I've probably heard that somewhere, but I had to figure it out on my own too, so I don't know. This iron is not good for large pieces. This one, on the other hand, is and heats up fast. And since I've been starching all of my pieces that I've done so far, and you can't see them now because we're down here, I'm going to go ahead and starch this one. And you should let your starch dry. If you hear a sizzle, that means I haven't. And I promise you will hear a sizzle. I took a piece, while we're waiting for that real quick, it's done. I took a piece of foam that came in one of our computer boxes because there was a bump right here going off the pad I had over here. And I just cut it the length of this. And everything is now happy. And this sits better. See how fast that was? Do not fall. That's not funny. You're supposed to set your seams. I rarely do this. The reason I'm doing it now is because with that starch, if it cooks on my iron, I don't want it on the front. I don't want brown spots on the front. I do have iron cleaner. I don't like cleaning the iron. Whoops, that's not the way it was supposed to go. And somehow I have nice seams when I do these. I don't know how it works out, but maybe I'm getting better. I've only been sewing for a couple years, and that couple years has not been a consistent couple years. I am going to change this pattern. Oops. I don't have room over there now. I've moved things. I am so happy with the setup that I have now. I am so much better at putting things back where they go and not having it overloaded. I'm sure I'm the only one that ever overloads their area because there's not time to put things away. Want to get it? You want to get it? I don't know what I'm going to use this for. This was on sale at Fat Quarter Shop. And I love the big one that I was gifted 2 years ago now. I love this one. It's deeper. Not so much this one. I thought I would. It does not hold things as well for me. Okay. Now it's cooled off. Oops. Too much. Let's see what we've got now. Okay. 6.5 and not quite 6.5. I really dislike the length of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these are 2-inch strips that I've had forever. I get them because they are perfect for piecing. They're 2.5 inch with the fabric. I don't have to cut all these different fabrics up. I'm going to get that and I'm going to put it, right there. That's what I'm going to do. And I will fix the pattern so it will have it like this. Oh, Joe, you're so smart. I'm glad I looked up. Happy birthday, grandson of Deborah. Poor thing. Only 28. Giovanna, Joe says, I'm always going to do that. I'm sorry. Joe says, try ironing first, and whilst it's hot, spray the starch. It will dry fast, and then iron again. And Practically Creative says, good place for a seam ripper, short pencil, tiny scissors in that little cup. It is. The seam rippers, they stayed okay. The tall pencils don't stay well. My seam rippers, they stayed better. I'm just laying this across here, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch-ish. So now my 1/4 inch foot on. I should put the 1/4 inch foot on. I'm going to measure this later. I'm going to need to know that. It actually worked really good to hold my feet that I use often, which is the 1/4 inch and the NJ. J. I keep saying this is an N foot. This is a J foot. Really the only two I use, unless I'm doing a zipper. I do want that straight. I want the salvage in there. Salvage. Okay. This just became difficult. Trying to get it where I want it. There, and that makes that about a 1/2 inch. So it's kind of more squared, which I think I'm going to like better. That was me problem. I originally did it like the picture showed, and I just, that was not, I thought it was too many cuts. Kind of wasteful to me. I wanted it shorter, so I just sewed right over that stem where I wanted it. I'm going to cut off 1/4 inch from my seam line. If I haven't seen Dee Dee's sneaky. She leaves when I'm not looking. And then I say bye to her like an hour later. Whoops. There we go. If you have a question or a comment, please feel free to put the fabric on backwards. I don't care. Feel free to leave it at the bottom. Oh. You know what? I put the fabric on backwards sometimes on purpose, so this is not unusual for me entirely. Oh, Dee Dee is here. Dee Dee is here. She has editing to do and good motivation to get up for us. I think I winked with the look in both eyes. Trim that down. I think I saw Missouri Star has an 8-inch ruler. I think that would be very handy. Don't hit that button. Get that blade off and everybody's gonna leave. Yes, I like that much better. Why did I cut it crooked? We'll talk about my bad cutting later. But for 8-inch blocks, I'd probably do 8-inch blocks if I had a ruler that was 8 inches to make it easy. I like doing these 6-inch ones though. But I think they've got some 8-inch block sizes in the what do they call it? Focus fabric in the 3-yard quilts. Oh, sure. Now you're even. Pain in the neck. And even with the fix, I am done just in time. And I think this is so pretty. I'll be doing some blacks and blue because I want some blues to go with those. And I'm going to mix them up. And also, this might be a white. I can't tell if it's white or off-white. I was going to mix up the backgrounds on them too for that pattern. Okay, let's go back and see what. Oh, Miss Smarty Pants. Good thing part of me is. Oh, how long have I been gone? I've been gone a while, haven't I? Oh, I'm sorry, Joe, but Sylvie answered it. Thank you. And thank you to my moderators. I may forget to say it sometimes. I hope I don't. But thank you to my moderators. They do great helping me out in chat when I don't see things like, what am I making? Great helpers. I will fix this pattern as soon as live is over. Give me like 15, 20 minutes. It takes me a minute to get out of the chair. My back settles and I have to move my computer setup back over to my chair. It's very unconventional, but that is not the right. See, that should have been. That should have been 3 1/4. Yeah, these sides should have been 3 1/4. And then the top we added, stop that. Let's see, it's 1 1/4 plus the seam allowance makes it 1 3/4. I don't even know. I'm just writing it down so I'll know. I'll fix that as soon as I can after this. But please go visit my. I see Joe says you guys drink too much coffee. There is no such thing. Were you raised by wolves? I didn't even start drinking coffee until my 30s, I think. And yes, I probably won't finish this. I'm getting very bad at just drinking like this much. And a matter of fact, I should be drinking some water too. I'm craving water right now because donating dehydrates you. Donating plasma dehydrates you. Sylvia and the Brits drink tons of tea. You drink too much tea. What do Italian? Oh, I just assumed. I forgot. What do Italians drink, Joe? Gotta make a pot. Cold here, still huddling under a throw. Deborah says, I don't drink tea. Ugh. Don't drink much coffee either. I get my caffeine fixed from cola. I go through 2, sometimes 3 of these a day. I have coffee in the morning, then the rest is water. I do keep I think it's a 16-ounce bottle of Coke in the refrigerator to sip on. Even after it goes flat, I don't care. I just want it. And I'll sip on it for a week or 2. That might be bad, but it's better than the 24-pack of sodas I was going through a week when I was working. Melissa says she thinks in music, so she's hearing You'll Never Leave Harlem Alive and whatever bitter brew you're drinking. Just water and coffee, Deborah says. Oh, okay then. Joe says, well, as I'm not a typical Italian, I drink tea, but the Italian drink coffee after meals, espresso only, and water or wine, but not a lot anymore. That is very interesting. Isn't espresso like coffee on steroids? Isn't that what espresso is? I really don't know. And then we're up to Lori leaving. Sylvia says, espresso is too strong for me. I'd be swinging off the candelabra. Anybody else picturing that with me? Sylvia, please stay off the candelabras. So I'm seeing my ceiling fan. Oh, that sounds good. Joe says we also drink iced tea, peach, and lemon. That does sound good. I like iced tea. Cuban coffee sometimes. Melissa says I learned fast that I cannot drink that unless I want to kickstart my heart. Melissa agreed. Iced tea sounds good. Okay, I'm going to skip down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go way down. Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. Oh. Melissa says it is what? My first husband's aunt used 2 cups of sugar. Oh, sugar. I had to water down her tea half and half with water to drink on any of it. Wonder why her husband had a heart attack at 55. And now I'm down to swearing pants. I will always wear these jeans now. Every time I do a live, I'm going to wear these jeans. They have little rose embroidery on them. I think it makes me smile. So says my friend. We're talking about tea. Oh, I just went blah. That's a good way to get rid of a husband. Joe, you think like me. And Melissa says, true. I liked him better than her, actually. What did Fern say? Fern said, my first mother-in-law made tea with 2 cups sugar. I told my kids to drink water or she would give them Mountain Dew, then wonder why they are bouncing off the walls. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mountain Dew is like, probably like espresso. Just sugar in it. Oh my goodness. Joe says cute black. Fern says cute black. Thank you. Joe says Mountain Dew is banned in Europe. I think maybe it should be everywhere. That's a pretty high octane soda. Yeah, Melissa agrees. Joe says, here we get free medical, so the government's trying to keep us as healthy as possible. That makes sense. And Melissa says, I'm just going to let you read what Melissa responds because we're right there. Great minds think alike. Okay. Espresso coffee has less caffeine than your coffee. It has a stronger taste, less caffeine. Oh, okay. I always wonder why people order espresso. I think the coffee I get at McDonald's. Yes, I will get a giant coffee at McDonald's, drink this much, stick it in the fridge, and have it the next morning when I donate. I didn't this week, though. But they said it has a espresso in it. I don't know what that is. I'm just drinking it and thinking this does not have enough caffeine for as big as it is. Don't forget to grab your free block here in about 15-20 minutes when I fix it. I love sewing Christmas. I could do this year round. I should not do this year round. If you're looking for a setting for some blocks, a quilt setting for some random blocks you've got, if you get them up to the same size or down to the same size, 3-yard quilts has done the math for you, done the cuts for you. I wasn't always, I may get in trouble for this. The first 3-yard quilt book I got, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan, one, because I didn't get yards. Usually I got pre-cuts or I got, a half yard of something random. And I didn't like the thought of doing the exact same thing, even if it was in different fabrics as everybody else. I guess I still probably don't like that. That's why I do my own thing, kind of. And putting different blocks in this would really change it up. But now I'm kind of addicted to them. Fabric Cafe. I can't think of all their names. Anyway, I'm kind of addicted to them now. I love seeing when they get a new video up, and I've got their curve appeal that I am still going to do in fall colors. They have one in that curve appeal. I don't buy a lot of pattern books because of that reason. Most things now I can create just by seeing it, unless I don't want to do the math. And clearly I need somebody to do the math for me. Thanks, Melissa and Sylvia and Dawn and Sherba. Nobody told me I was wrong. I put the pattern in so they could all see it, not so they could all fix it, but they could have fixed it. Oh, Melissa. Shameless. What was that? Hang on a second. USPS needs to stop texting me. They're not even left their building yet. Yeah, they haven't even left the building yet. They need to stop texting me. Joe says, I will definitely get the pattern. And at the bottom of all of my Christmas ones that I've done, I've put the pattern in. It's not the best pattern, but I think you can figure it out. Maybe with help of this video, comment, whatever. 6 and 12 inches is what I'm doing, because just going up to 12 inches is really easy from 6 inches to me. If you want it in a different size, that's all you, honey. And that was for everyone. That wasn't specifically for anyone. But Melissa says, shameless self-promotion here. I have a video out today about the quilt that took over my brain. It did. It took over it, and it took over it for too long. She's like, I've got to stop everything and do this, or it's not going to leave me alone. And it turned out, spoiler, it's pretty. So don't miss Melissa's quilt that's going up, that quilt. Melissa's video that is going up today. And by the way, shameless self-promotion is kind of what we do here. As long as we're not, riffraff. We don't do riffraff. I may stay a small channel because of that, but we don't do riffraff. The pattern picture looked right. It did. It did. I don't know when I switched that, because when I did the pattern picture, I actually did it more to match the card. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do the size, but it looks the same. It should look the same, but it didn't. So I need to fix that too. I forgot I need to fix the picture on it. Doggone it. Now I've got another thing to do. That won't take a minute though. Oh, this is really fast changes once I get over there. Sylvia says, it looked okay to me, and she wasn't around. Don't blame her for not fixing my pattern. No, my brain, I do these at the last second. So Monday, I sit down and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Why do I do that? It does not always work out, clearly. I think this may be the only time it didn't work out, but brain drain is real after donating plasma. I think it's just my age. Maybe it has something to do with my metabolism, because not everybody has the same reaction as me. I was telling my husband, most people don't get drained of their energy. I was taking a shower after I get home, because of all the illness that goes around. I get home and I take a shower. I had to stop doing that because I'd lay in the bathroom. This is too much information. No. Do that. I get in the shower. I would have to lay on the floor in the shower until I could stand back up again, because my energy was gone. That would be a good idea, Melissa. Dee Dee is headed out. Have a great day, Dee Dee. And I will see you Friday around 5. It may be Saturday. Last Friday, I moved a whole bunch of junk with my husband out of the shed, and I was just like, I watched your video, and I was like, do I comment today or do I wait tomorrow? Do I tell her that I'm waiting till tomorrow to comment because I'm whooped? I don't remember feeling good Saturday either. So I will see you Friday, if not before, over on your community page, where if you're having a bad day, you go over there and you check out her community page. She will say all the good things, all the nice things, all the supportive things. And you say thank you or give a thumbs up or both. And subscribe. Like I keep saying, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you subscribe? Just to drink a lot of water. Yeah, I think that's why I'm just kind of sipping on my coffee today. It's because I really want water. I think I've already drunk about half of the one that I have. Oh, but Melissa said, maybe prep next week's block after this week's live. See, the problem with that is I get to watch Mom and Pop. By the time I'm ready to settle, she's on. And I'm going to miss something. I'm trying to stay out of chat, though, so I can get things said. But then I'm just sitting there. I wonder what they're saying. I should get chat up on my computer. I'm hopeless. I am just hopeless. Anyway, if I missed something, I apologize. Giovanna did say no problem. I can figure it out. I wasn't trying to target you. I was just broadly saying, I hope you get. And if you need it figured out in a different size, message me. If you can't figure it out or, you just don't want to, give me a couple days and I can figure it out for you. Since I've already done the basic math, it's not that hard. I'm not going to make it in 20 different sizes to put it up. But I can help with that. No big deal. And if who else is good at that? Sylvia. Sylvia is very good at that too. And by the way, turkey leaf, Sylvia. It's a paid. Sorry, my head just went sideways. It's a paid pattern because they are so difficult. It's not something that I would give away. They take a lot of effort to get them to that point. Hey, not for Sylvia. She's a genius. She just is. Okay, thanks to her. And okay. Ooh, where did I go? Sylvia says, I'm going back to my dog block. Thanks for great chat and block hugs. I draw it on graph paper. What did I just did that like a week ago. I was drawing something on graph paper. I'm going to have to get off here. Every time I tilt my head to the left, I get dizzy. I keep doing it. It's sinuses. Don't worry. It's a sinus thing. I think it's hereditary too. My aunt had things like that. Hugs, everyone. Everyone take care. Have a great week. Hope to see you over Mom and Pops. Even if I'm not in chat, I'm going to be lurking, Shiny, happy people. Think that song when you're over there. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. Check out my friends. Check out my mods. Thank you, mods. If you're in a live chat, thank the moderators for all that they do because they work hard for free. Mine work for free. I've said that before because they know I'm cheap or poor, whatever. Smile, laugh, lead with love. Be the light you hope to see in others. Take care.